Good morning, card community. It's RJ back with another video. So let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day is a series of items. I'd shown off Topps triple thread run of Mike Schmidt cards from 2022 that I was working on. I think there's about, I don't know how many there are, close to like 12 different rainbow colors. And the number 1 of 1 is the ruby version. And I do not have that one, but I had all the others. And I noticed that for whatever reason, right now up on the bay, a lot of people are selling triple threads, museum, a lot of different tribute, all the different high-end brands. You can find a whole lot of the color parallels being dumped on the bay right now of your favorite players if you so choose. So I started working on my color run from the 2021 Mike Schmidt. All right. So I have several of them here. Show off my player run. Got the standard base version, which is always just a kind of a white color. And for the last few years, triple threads have been doing the same color scenario with the same serial numbered per color. So this is the amethyst version, I think. The purple, I call it the purple, at a $2.99. And that's the highest serial number. They don't go any higher than that. The emerald version, of course, the green at $2.59. The amber version, the orange, at a $1.99. The aquamarine, teal, whatever you want to call it, at a $1.50. The pink version, which I can't remember what they call the pink version, at a $1.20. Oh, excuse my sneeze there. The pink version, I can't remember what they call that. Tourmaline or something, at a $1.25. The citrine version, or simply yellow, at a $75. And that's all I have. So I'm missing the sapphire at a 50 or 25. There's one out of 50, one out of 25 that I don't have yet. There's a gold, what they call a gold version out of 99. I don't have that yet, but I have, what I just showed you is 7 out of, I believe, the 12 that I could have. And again, I'm assuming I'm not going to get the ruby out of 101 because, you know, those are impossible to find people selling on the bay. So those are my random baseball items of the day. I should say my random Mike Schmidt item of the day. My random baseball item of the day. I was looking through some old cards and I came across, let me put it this way. I was going through my Donruss box of cards and I've got like one 3,000 count box, or I should say a 4,000 count box of all different Donruss cards that are in my collection to trade. And I like to look back at these old sets, remind myself what they look like, what the great cool sets were back from the 80s. And show off, figured I'd go through some of the Donruss cards and show off a Hall of Famer from some of the various years that I have in my box of stuff for Donruss. So, 1983, Donruss, Rich Gossage, sporting the huge aviators back in the day. He was with the Yankees in his glory years back then. Another one from 85, Phil Niekro. Had moved on in his later years playing with the Yankees here. I don't know if he had 300 wins just yet. Where is he at? 284 wins, so hadn't reached the 300 win mark yet. Phil Niekro. I have here from Donruss, I should say, for Donruss opening day. 1987, the Robin Yount card. From 1988, the Donruss Diamond Kings card. Cal Ripken Jr. Great card of Cal there. For 1989, Tim Raines. And from 1990, the Mike Schmidt card. Mike had retired. And this is a really cool card because it has his career statistics. So like that one a lot. Just some random cards of Hall of Famers, highlighting some of the early years of the Donruss set. So they're fun to have in your collection. Just, oddball Hall of Famers. Don't cost you but a penny a piece, so to speak, but always, always fun to look at. And today's trivia question, then, kind of an odd trivia question, but, I don't want to make things crazy, and, a lot of the trivia questions you'll get sometimes are who did this then or who did that then. It's hard to find the answer to, but I like to give you guys things that are pretty easy to look up. Crazy nickname here. I like crazy nicknames sometimes. So, who in baseball history? What player in baseball history had the great nickname, the Wild Horse of the Osage? Honestly, there was somebody out there who was known as the Wild Horse of the Osage. So look that up. Your prize, send me a guess, will be this great Chris Sale card from 2020. Now this looks like, okay, why is he offering up a 2020 Chris Sale card? Well, this is the advanced stats version. Number to 300. Chris Sale's a pretty darn good pitcher still today. And that's a really cool card, the advanced stat version, serial numbered to 300 of Chris Sale. If you can send me a guess for that trivia question, my email will be in the description below, along with a repeat of that question. Just send me your answer. You will have today and tomorrow to do so, and we will pick a winner on Sunday. So there you have it. Today, I want to kind of contrast two small sets. So Donruss began cranking out the rookie box back in '86. Now, they picked a good year to do that because there are a lot of great rookies in this set. I'm sure as a collector, if you know your box sets and you know what happened in 1986, you'll know who some of these great rookies are. So let's take a look. Here is your card set. Yeah, there's no checklist on the back of this box, but the puzzle that year was a nice Hank Aaron puzzle. And in the rookie box sets, in these little box sets, they always put a mini puzzle in it, which is really cool. They do have a checklist inside the card. I'll hold that up there briefly. Turn it over. There is the back, so you could see who is in the checklist. And I want to show off real quick some of the big name players. So Wally Joyner, believe it or not, was a big name player in his rookie year of '86. There was a lot of hype around him. A lot of people thought he was going to be all that. And there's a lot of unnamed players. You can see some of the unnamed players: Tracy Jones, Alan Anderson, Ed Correa, Reggie Williams, Charlie Kerfeld, Andres Galarraga, another big name player when he first started. Galarraga was a huge star back in the late '80s, early '90s. He had 24 games in '85. Bob Tewksbury was a veteran player, not so great. Al Newman, the same veteran player, not so great. Here's your one, Barry Bonds, the rookies. Great thing about the rookies, kudos to Donruss for putting in some of the great players in their base set before other people had done so. Yep, Barry Bonds there, Juan Nieves, Mark Eichhorn, Dan Plesac, who wasn't necessarily a great player. Kudos, because he did play for the Phillies at least one season late in his career. But he's a well-known broadcaster on MLB Network right now. Corey Snyder had some great years. Kelly Gruber, the same. Kevin Mitchell, MVP in '89 when the Giants went to the World Series. Steve Lombardozzi. Mitch Williams, legendary Mitch Williams from the Phillies and the blown home run to Joe Carter. Mitch Williams, rookie card. Todd Worrell. Here's another great one, Jose Canseco, obviously. Although his base Donruss card in the base set of '86 was probably the more highly sought-after card. Pete Incaviglia, love him on the Phillies. Jose Guzman was a great pitcher. You get to some more scrub names people don't really remember so much. Here's your Bobby Bo. How many people out there knew that Bobby Bonilla spent some time with the Chicago White Sox? That is a fantastic card showing him in a White Sox uniform. Everybody thinks Pirates and Mets when they think Bobby Bo. Doug Drabeck on the Yankees to start his career, not on the Pirates. Of course, Will Clark, another huge name. Pip Roberts, great veteran player. Jim Deshaies, Mike Lavalier. We knew him from the late 90s Pirates teams. Scott Bankhead, Dale Svame, and here's another one, Bo Jackson. Legendary card, not this one again. More so the Topps traded one, I think, is what we know about. But the rookies one, just great rookies in this set. John Kruk, well-known broadcaster and comical genius, I'd say. Mark Portugal had a lengthy, great career. Danny Tartable, just like Wally Joyner, Tartable was huge. People really, really had high hopes for Danny Tartable, and he just blew out. Who knows why? Danny Tartable, Gene Walter, Ray Keneally, Bobby Witt Sr., Bill Mooneyham. Where do you get that kind of a name? John Cangelosi, Ruben Sierra, start his great career, long career. Rob Woodward, Enherd, and Joe McElwain. So this is your 1986 Donruss the Rookies. And I thought to myself, wow, it's pretty impressive. Some of the big name rookies that came out in the 1986 set. And I knew that this was a fact, that as you get later into the time that they did these what do I want to say, little box sets of rookies, the quality of rookies got less and less. So here's my 1991 rookies set, okay? This is the one from 1991. You had Willie Stargell as your puzzle card, and I'll show you the checklist first. You can go through the list, and pause it here if you want, but try and figure out how many of these players you've ever even heard of. I mean, really, these names, a lot of them, you wonder, wait, who? This guy was a highly touted rookie, who? So, Pat Kelly, Rich DeLucia, Wes Chamberlain, I know because he was on the Phillies 93 team, Scott Leos, Darryl Kyle famous for dying young, sadly, Milt Kyler, Todd Van Poppel, another huge name that busted. Ray Langford had a good career. Brian Hunter had a decent career. Tony Perez-Chica, Ched Landrum, Dave Burba, Ed Sprague had a decent career. Warren Newsom, Paul Ferries, Luis Gonzalez, borderline Hall of Famer, I think. Charles Nagy had a decent career. Chris Hammond, Frank Castillo. A lot of these names are like they're nobodies. Who are these people? Orlando Merced from the Pirates. Kirk Dressendorfer, Heathcliff Slocum had a long career. Doug Simons, Mike Timlin had a decent career. Jeff Fassero, Mark Leiter, decent career. Jeff Bagwell. So there, finally, half the stack's gone. We finally got a Hall of Famer, or a big name player. Brian McRae, Hal McRae's kid. Mark Whitten was a great, decent player. And here's another Hall of Famer, Ivan Rodriguez, okay? After that, there's really just borderline players. Mo Vaughn had a good MVP year once. Remlinger, Rich Wilkins, Chuck Knobloch, great year with the Twins. Kevin Morton, Carlos Rodriguez, Mark Lewis. I mean, there's nobody. For whatever reason, the quality of the rookies just tanked later on. Or maybe it was just that the print runs went up so high we stopped concerning ourselves with collecting these guys. I'm not sure what it was. But when I look back at the mid to early 80s, there's star players you really, really care about, or you had high hopes for, you thought were going to be great. And then as you get towards the end of the decade, all of a sudden, everybody drops off the map. And I think it might simply be, well, it is a quality. It is a combination. The Hall of Famers coming out from the late 90s, late 80s, I don't know, I just think they weren't as impressive as the ones from the early 80s. Or, again, maybe it's just that the cards are so overproduced, we don't assign the same value to the players, to the cards. We don't assign the same value to the players because their card values are deflated. It seems like an odd thing to rate somebody on the value of their cards, but sometimes I think as collectors, we value the legend of the player a little bit more. We'll tweak up their legend of greatness when the card value is so much higher. Now, it's equally the same thing. A lot of times their card value is inflated because they were such great players, you know. I mean, but you know, it's hard to say. It really is. But I just noticed that in those rookie years from '86 to the mid '90s, when Donruss was still cranking out these box sets, it just seemed like every year as it got further and further along, the quality of the players, the quality of those rookies just kind of diminished a little bit. So anyway, that's all I had for you to show off today was just a couple small set Donruss rookie boxes. Hope you enjoyed that discussion. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. I really do appreciate your support as I try my best to support everybody else in this great card community, all right? Don't forget the trivia question. You can win that really great advanced stat card of Chris Sale right there, numbered to 300. So send me an email with your guess, and that can be yours. Thanks for watching. Come back again on Friday for more. All right? Take care.